Hello guys, this is Vysh. So the 2020 revision series, there was a break between the last episode and this episode because I was busy with certain other things. So we'll do 50 days of 25 MCQs each, so 1250 MCQs. 8 days are done and now the ninth day. And you have to participate in the live chat which is open, and also after that in the comment section also you have to tell me the score or anything. One line comment and like is expected, and based on your response we'll speed up the series. Okay, because prelims is now 30 days away, so you have to participate. Okay, only when you help us we will be helping you back in the form of free MCQs. And if you are a very serious aspirant and looking to clear this time, maybe failed many times and all, maybe your foundation was weak, or maybe there are certain things which you don't do it right. Okay, your test series was weak, so you can get the packs. Okay, whichever is weak for you, maybe economics is weak for you, or geography is weak for you, history, spectrum, everything subject wise packs we are giving only during the prelims revision time. So if you want, you can do that. Now the revision which we are doing now, the daily quiz is from this pack 13. Current affairs I started from June, now we have reached February today. Okay, so like that, March, April, May, everything we'll do. Some subjects we'll do, like that 50 episodes will be done. Okay, but still again only 25 MCQs from each test I am showing. Every test has 100 MCQs. Okay, but in that only 25 I am showing. So only the serious aspirants can buy the pack and sit and study from home. Okay, the full PDF with detailed explanation you will get. So that is about the test series pack. And if you want to see 3 free samples, that means 300 MCQs with explanation, I'll give you PDFs if you email me in this email ID. Okay, vyshupsc@gmail.com, and comment your score in comment section. And please subscribe if you are new to this channel. Okay. So first question, this Angadia system seen in news relates closely to home cooked food delivery to offices in Mumbai, jewelry business in Surat, leather workers in Kolkata, salt manufacturers in Kutch. So this question in the community tab also a few days back I posted. So that time majority of the people gave wrong answer for this. So now try to give the correct answer. So here Angadia system, it was in news. So this is relating to the jewelry business in Surat. Okay, it's like a century old parallel banking system in India. In this, traders sent cash from one state to another through a person called Angadia. Okay, so it's like a courier service of cash, and it's like huge cash is involved. And so these Angadia people, they are like trustable people since like generation after generation. They are serving the jewelry owners and all. And now recently there have been attacks on these Angadias and all. It happens every time, but now again the news was there. So FIR was filed against some 3 Mumbai police officials for threatening these Angadias and extorting money from them. Okay, because they will be always carrying huge cash, so they are always susceptible to robbery also. Okay, so this Angadia system is in news, so there is a chance that UPSC can pick this and ask. Now question number 2, Cobra various exercises are the largest joint military exercise which are conducted by. Okay, so there is something called Cobra Warrior exercise. So whether it is the Royal Air Force of UK, Royal Navy of Australia, Indonesian military, or Special Forces of USA. Okay, so all types of forces is given and different countries are given, at least one of that. Okay, 8 combinations, at least one if you know, you can solve this. Okay, it is in news in February 2022. So a serious aspirant is expected to know this. So it is the Royal Air Force of UK, and it is being conducted here. If you see, which are conducted by this for more than a decade. So it's not a new thing. Now Indian Air Force will not participate in Cobra Warrior exercise. That was the recent was in news. So whenever India is involved in something, okay, like mean the largest contingent is sent, or the first time we are sending someone, or we are the chief guest there, something like that is very special for India. That time it is like in news, and it is especially in news. Okay, in Indian context. So that time you have to know it, because UPSC can also notice this and ask you a question. Okay, detail you can read here. As I told, serious aspirants will get these PDFs. Okay, you just have to buy that pack, which is subject-wise categorized, and you can read it from home yourself, and it will be useful for you next year also. Okay, because always this February 2022 current affair means it is equally important for 2023 prelims also. Okay, so if you are a serious aspirant, you can get this current affair pack now itself. As per a recent study by around 100 scientists, there are 73,000 tree species in the world. Which continent has the highest share of tree species according to their studies? Okay, so now if you see in recent exams in UPSC prelims, because of the Forest Service exam has the common prelims, they're asking a lot of questions about trees and tree award, tree species, forest, herbs, anything, shrubs, anything which is related to plant and plantations, different types of agriculture. UPSC is asking you questions. So these are very basic GK. So if you see which is the continent which has the highest share of tree species according to their studies, Asia, Africa, South America, North America, where do you think has the highest share of tree species? So the South America, if you see, 43% of the tree species are there, then 22% in Eurasia, 16% in Africa, 15% North America. So like this numbers you don't have to by heart, but at least you should know highest is in South America. Okay. So again, more details are there according to their studies, and here a few terminologies you can see, some initiatives also, like Global Forest Biodiversity Initiative database was used. Then here the forest of South America should be protected largely, and this is all taken from a study based on some scientist. Okay, so like this, whenever this initiative and all these things comes, it should be in special focus. Okay, in our international bodies test, again this kind of lot of initiatives are given with more detailing. Okay, which of the following are true? Hoysala dynasty in South India was founded in around the 15th century. So the timeline they are asking. Then the temples in Hoysala has sculptures and representation from both the Ramayana and Mahabharata, meaning the sculptures. What is the art and culture signifying? So this is a typical UPSC type question. Every year, some temple related one or two questions will be there. Maybe the location, maybe whether it's a sun temple, maybe it is surrounded by something, or it is having these kind of sculptures. Okay, every year. So two statement type question, you have to know both the statements. So here, if you knew the timeline, you could solve this. It is much before 15th century. It is in the 12th century, 11th century, you can tell. So here, if you see 1100 AD to 1326 AD. So this kind of timeline is like repeated now UPSC. Like some even ruler name they will keep. Okay, like this person built it, or this person was contemporary to that timeline. So that kind of questions are coming. So they are just taking you the date and time. So you have to know. So it is Protected Monuments of Archaeological Survey of India, and the person's name is given here, dedicated to Shiva, and sponsored by this wealthy citizens. Okay, so this kind of many other details also remaining extra temples and timeline is given here. And here, if you see, it is nominated for the World Heritage List for the 2022-23 from India. That is why it is important. Okay, so all these are in this Karnataka region, South India. So you should know this. Okay, UNESCO's existing list of temples or whatever we have from India, that also you have to know the list because of this news item. Which are the following are true about Indian President's address to the Parliament? Address of the Indian President corresponds to USA President inaugural speech. Constitution provides for special address by the President to the joint session in the Parliament. So first thing is what it is similar to, whether it is similar to the USA's President inaugural speech, and second one, whether Constitution provides for such a special address by the Indian President. So a polity, current affair. Okay. So this we can put it in the static test also, but because the special address and the motion of thanks, these kind of things comes in news, we have put it here. Okay, so President address by motion of thanks, the entire details is given here, and it is similar to the UK's one. Okay, you should know the parliamentary things, everything we have taken from UK. Okay, that basic understanding if you had, you could eliminate statement 1. Okay, so it's corresponding to the speech from the throne in Britain. Okay, and in Constitution we have this Article 87, which provides for special address by the President to the joint session in the Parliament. Okay, and this is mandated. Okay, President of India is mandated to address both the houses of the Parliament in the starting of the first session after every election and all, and every year also. Okay, so that is mandated by the Constitution itself. So here it was in news this time. That is why it is asked. Now, which of the following are true about e-passports in India? The e-passports have a small silicon chip. Government has decided to launch e-passports for all citizens from 2022-23. India will be the fourth country to issue e-passports after Germany, USA, and UK. The first ever e-passport in India will be issued to PM Modi. So this, if you see, statement 3 is there everywhere. Statement 1 is there in 2 places. Statement 4 is there in 2 places. So if any elimination you can do, it will be much easier. Okay. One trick I'll tell you, more the statements are there in the question, there is higher chance that it will be easy. Okay, when there is this 2 statements and all, it is difficult because you have to know both the statements. But when there are 4 statements, 5 statements and all, there will be one statement which will be definitely false, and you can eliminate that and get the answer. Okay, every year. So UPSC in the exam hall also on June 5, when you are stuck and you are thinking like you cannot reach the cutoff, always go for those questions which have more number of statements instead of doing the 2 statement type question or the ABCD type question. Okay. So here statement 3, if you know, okay, it's not like a fourth country and all. There are many countries. If you see, e-passports are currently issued in 120 countries. So that statement alone, if you knew, statement 3 you can eliminate and directly you will get the answer as 1, 2 only. Okay, and the silicon chip is correct, and the chip size and the personal information, signature, all these things are mentioned here. Passports have front and back cover, and then 2022-23 onwards, in Government of India is going to launch to everyone. And if you see Germany, USA, UK, these are the including countries, but that doesn't mean only these three are there. More than 120 countries are already having it. Okay, they have biometrics, the fingerprint, retinal identification, all these are there, and it is compliant to the International Civil Aviation Organization standards also, and how it is done, the contract basis, and all these things are there. Okay, so e-passport, it's a in talks in India since long time. Okay, in 2008 onwards, it is there. The first e-passport was presented to former President Pratibha Patil in 2008. So it's not like PM Modi. So that is why this is the correct answer, 1, 2 only. Question number 7. Which of the following Ramsar sites are matched correctly? Okay, so these are new Ramsar sites actually. That is why we are asking. So this Bakhira Wildlife Sanctuary and this Khijadia Bird Sanctuary. So is it Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh? The locations is being asked here. So all the Ramsar sites you are supposed to study, there'll be nearly 50 now. Okay, 40 plus Ramsar sites are there from India. So what is a Ramsar site? That's a static part. You will get an environment test. But the latest additions, each time something gets added to it, it is very important. And now recently, if you see in the last 2-3 years, at least 8 to 10 sites are added, and it's a good thing also. Okay, Indian sanctuaries are being protected in the international level. That's a good thing. So this Bakhira and Khijadia was recently added. But here the answer, if you see, it is neither 1 nor 2 because we have interchanged it. Meaning the Bakhira is in Uttar Pradesh and this Khijadia is in Gujarat. Okay, so basic details about this Bakhira and Khijadia is given here. Okay, so that you can pause and see. It's the largest natural floodplain wetland in India. Okay, the Bakhira one, which is in UP, and remaining whatever birds come, whatever animals come, that kind of basic details are given here for your GK. And this is in Jamnagar, Gujarat. Okay, so Government of India recently added 2 new Ramsar sites. So this is the 48th and 49th one. Earlier the 47th was added here, which is again from Uttar Pradesh. Okay, Hyderpur wetland. So like that, as I told, it was just 30s in count in the like 2 years back, and suddenly now 12 or 14 sites are added. So it will keep getting added also. So you have to maintain a list of it when you study. Barikot was seen in news recently for its historical significance. It is located in Sri Lanka, Myanmar, India, Pakistan. Okay, so it is in the South Asian region. So you have to know if such a thing comes in news. That too for historical significance. So it is in Pakistan, in this Swat River in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region. So an ancient Buddhist temple is unearthed in this area, the Swat Valley, North Pakistan, and it is part of the Gandhara region, if you know, which is again mentioned in your history textbooks in ancient history. So the timeline and Buddha's this thing when it was demolished, the history of that temple little bit is given here, and this Barikot mentioned as Bira or Bazira. Barikot is mentioned in Mahabharata as city of Vajra. So various reasons it's already mentioned in our historical things. Okay, so now when that temple is unearthed, obviously questions can come from any area. Okay, they can ask you about Gandhara, they can ask you about Mahabharata related books or authors or something, or any such thing. Okay, so expect a question from this area. Okay. Which of the following are true about one nation, one ration card scheme? Under the scheme, the Aadhaar number is linked to the ration cards. Under the scheme, the same person cannot duplicate his identity in 2 different places. As of now, the scheme has been operational in less than 15 states and UTs only. So about one nation, one ration card, we have many such schemes which are like trying to unify everything. So we'll wait and see what more schemes come in the coming days from this government. So here 1 3 only, 3 only, 1 2 and 1 2 3. So this again is like basic things is being checked. Okay, even if you don't know everything about this, you should know that it is being implemented in almost every state and UT. Okay, more than 35, meaning the states plus UT count, if you take how much ever is there, almost everywhere it is being implemented. So the third statement, if you eliminate, you could directly get the answer as 1 2 only. And this is what UPSC will check. So the exam hall always read every statement 2-3 times, then you will easily catch which is the one which can be false. Okay, which is very generic and which is doubtful whether it is true or false, you just ignore it. But what is definitely false, you will find it if you have been practicing good questions like this. Okay. So you can read this, like how the ration card thing works and all, because in COVID time and all, you know, this migrant workers, everybody are in different places. So you have to, like, you cannot go back to your hometown to get the ration and all these things. You should be having ration everywhere where you are. Okay, so this one nation, one ration card will benefit all the people, whoever, wherever you are. So that is why it is in news. Okay, so now it is enabled again in the state of Chhattisgarh also. So that is why it is there. Okay, it's operational in 35 states and UTs now. Which of the following are true about Square Kilometer Array Observatory? Okay, SKAO. So there are many observatories in India also, in Uttarakhand region, Ladakh region, and in China it is there, in South America it's there. Many telescopes and observatory are always in news. We have also covered it in various free lectures and tests and all. So you should be knowing about this particular one because it's in news. It is being built in India, Nepal and China. It will operate across a wide range of frequencies. It is headquartered in the UK. Okay, so 2 is location based and 1 is about what frequency it is. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, and none of these. So it is 2, 3 only. It is being built actually in Australia and South Africa. Okay, not in India. Okay, and headquarters is in UK. And obviously, this wide range of frequency is a very generic statement, so you should know it is true. Okay, that's why everywhere 2 I have kept also, so it will be difficult for you now. And then how that radio instrument works or radio telescope works, that details are given here. And as I told, there are many other telescopes, which is especially in India you have to by heart it. That is there's no other option, but which are international ones. Try to see whether India has any involvement into it. Okay, like here India is participating a country in the setting up of world's largest radio telescope. Okay, however, it is yet to receive central government's approval to become a member country. So as of now it's not member, but it is a participating one. Which of the following are true about leopards? It is listed in, okay, this is double thing, that's wrong. It is listed in Schedule 1 of Indian Wildlife Protection Act 1972, Appendix 1 of the sites and critically endangered list of the IUCN. In India, largest number of leopards have been estimated in Madhya Pradesh. So leopard, cheetahs, everything is in news because numbers may be going down or fluctuating. Then we have a lot of reintroduction plans of cheetahs and all in India. So any question related to this can be expected. Okay, and leopards also there are many types. The snow leopard and the other one. So wherever the state it is, based on that, its look will change, the eating habits will change, everything will change. Okay. So here one is the protection status and one is the place where it is in the highest. So if you see Schedule 1 is correct, Appendix 1 is correct, but it is not critically endangered. It is in vulnerable category. Okay. As I told, some of the important animals you have to know, like tiger, elephant will be endangered. The olive ridley turtle will be vulnerable. So there are some 10-15 animals which UPSC keeps asking. So that please make a table and by heart them. Okay. And in India, largest number of leopards have been estimated in Madhya Pradesh. Then after that, Karnataka and then Maharashtra. So everything, if you see in the central west area, we have more number of leopards. Okay, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra. You can study like something like MKM or something. Okay. So here again, if you see, there is this rescue mission of some leopard happened here near IIT, Guwahati and all. So that is why leopards were in news. So anything related to leopards, the basic things, okay, you have to study. So now if you are new to this channel, see to it that you have seen the foundational videos before watching any other videos. Okay, even if you're 2022 student and exam is nearing, I know that, but if you take 2 days effort and watch our videos, which is be around 14 to 20 videos, you will gain a lot of knowledge that whatever you studied, it will double. Okay, the knowledge which you have will double, and in exam hall, I'm guaranteeing you that your marks will be more than what you will originally get without watching this. Okay, now if you go and give the exam and you get 80 or 90 or whatever in prelims out of 200, I'm telling you after watching this, you will get more than 100 for sure. Okay, that is a guarantee, because that way we have designed this course. You will understand why you have been failing, why you are not eliminating correctly, why you are not attempting correctly. Everything you will understand if you watch this 14 to 20 videos, which is there in both English and Hindi. Please WhatsApp me, I'll give you the foundational video. Only then go and watch all our free lectures, which are there, ancient, medieval, ethics, this CSAT, everything we have. At least one playlist is there. Okay, maybe there are no many videos in every playlist, but there are a playlist for at least one playlist for at least one subject. Okay. And these are the thumbnails of certain subjects which are there. And CSAT also, when the prelims is nearing, again maybe few more videos will come in this CSAT playlist. As of now, mathematics related, many things are questions are already solved here. Okay. Question number 12. South Col Glacier was seen in news related to Antarctica, Arctic Circle, Alps, Mount Everest. So glaciers also, UPSC I think 2 years back asked a very difficult question where 5 glaciers they gave, and I think the origin river or the something like that. Okay, very difficult match the following was there. So everyone had to skip it, but there were some tricks also to solve it. But still, it was a very difficult question. So expect a glacier question again this year also. So it is Mount Everest. So it is melting at a faster rate, you know, this global warming and all these things. So whenever it is again Mount Everest, because it's now close to India and partially in India also you can tell. So that when it is in news, you have to know everything about that. Okay. So this whatever is the melting related details we have kept here. Okay. This black ice is the coating over the surface of the mountain. If black ice melt, the mountain is exposed to the sun. Okay. So this basic information, basic geography portion also you will get it here when you study current affairs. So here that alarming rate, the one study has been conducted. That is why we have covered this. Okay, so in our test, every question which we put, we will give you the reason why we are asking this question by giving you the exact news link of that day. Okay, this will be a February article only. That is why it is in February magazine. So like that, see to it that whichever magazine you study, see to it that they're teaching you the correct current affairs and not simply giving you some material and then you by heart it and then finally you go and fail in the exam. Which of the following are true about other effective area based conservation measure site or OECM site? The tag is provided by the IUCN. Then this OECM areas were defined at the Rio Plus 20 Earth Summit held in 2012. So the Rio Summit and all is UPSC's favorite thing. Rio, you should know, Rio first summit in Brazil happened in 1992. Then after that, the Rio second summit, Rio Plus 10, it happened in Johannesburg, South Africa. Then after that, so you cannot call that Rio Plus 10 actually, because it is not in Rio. But the third one after that, when it happened in again in Rio, they decided to call it Rio Plus 20. Okay. So first Earth Summit is in Rio, second is in Johannesburg, third one is again in Rio. Everything is 10 years gap, 1992, 2002 and 2012. Okay. So Earth Summit, why it's important? Because many outcomes come out of it. Many things are decided, many summits, many new initiatives are taken. So UPSC keeps asking this, whether it started in this summit or that summit. So this OECM, if you see, full detailing is given here. What is the definition, what it covers and all these things, so that you can pause and read for your mains also. It will be important. So it is a tag provided by IUCN. So it becomes important for you. But it did not come out from the 2012 summit. It's not that old. It is actually defined in the Convention on Biological Diversity, that is CBD conferences which happen. And in 2018 this one came out. Okay, this OECM. Okay. So it is not a protected area. It is governed to achieve positive outcomes. The outcomes are conservation of biodiversity, giving importance to culture, socio-economic and spiritual values. So there is something kind of sites, a new category they have created. Okay. So this Aravalli Biodiversity Park was announced as the first OECM site. So that is why it is important for you to study. Which of the following are true about Chauri Chaura incident? Mahatma Gandhi called off the civil disobedience movement due to an incident that occurred in Chauri Chaura. More than 200 Indians were hanged, holding them responsible for Chauri Chaura incident. Gandhiji was on fast for 5 days after the incident. So the timeline of Chauri Chaura is very important for you, especially this year. Last year also it was important because it completed 100 years. But every time UPSC may not ask a question, because when Jallianwala Bagh thing had 100 years completion in 2019, everybody expected UPSC will ask a question, but not even a single question came. Okay, so it's their choice to ask or not, but you have to study. So if you see here, answer is 3 only. This fasting for 5 days, that is true, but 200 Indians hanged and all is exaggeration. 19 people were hanged that time. Okay, 172 people were sentenced to death, but in all only 19 were hanged. Okay, that time. Then here if you see this, it's not a civil disobedience movement of that in the 1920 timeline. It is this non-cooperation movement, because civil disobedience movement will come even 10 years later after this thing. Okay, so 1922 February 4. So obviously 100 years completion, and it becomes very important for you to study, as I told, because of the 100-year completion and the occurrence in news. Okay, because celebrations will be there, or the memories will be there. Many things will be done by the government. Earth's reactions sometimes in news relates to vaccination, nuclear reactor, food processing, milking industry. So all these four will be in news all the time for different reasons, and UPSC asks question on these topics also. So this you are supposed to know. Okay, Earth's reaction. Last year also UPSC asked certain things like this, like triclosan and all. So this one is actually vaccination. If a patient receives booster shots but already has high level of antibodies or immunity, he develops a condition called Earth's reaction. The condition is developed by increased level of this antibodies. Patients develop inflammation in such condition. However, the condition heals by itself. There is nothing to panic. Okay, meaning already you have high level of antibodies and immunity, and you are again taking booster shot. A kind of some inflammation and something will happen. So that is called Earth's reaction. But it is not life-threatening. Okay, so now there is nothing to panic. So now this new booster shots, for different age groups and timelines, they are launching it. The Sputnik Light becomes the 9th COVID-19 vaccine also in the country, and many more vaccines are coming, which is like nasal is there, injectable is there, non-injectable is there. Many types are coming, and some has 1 dose, 2 dose, 3 dose. So based on that, you have to make again a table and study all the vaccines. Okay, because now this COVID is since now 2 years it's there, so it's an important current affair for you. Okay, in the coming years also, for every prelims, UPSC, COVID is important. Which of the following are true about geckos? They are found everywhere in the world except Antarctica. Geckos are generally nocturnal, that is, they are active during night. They are toothless creatures. Majority of the geckos in India are located in northeastern India. So if you don't know what is geckos, it's meaning the lizard. Okay, lizard. They're asking. They are found everywhere in the world except Antarctica. They are generally nocturnal, that is, they are active during night. They are toothless creatures, and majority in India are in northeastern India. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 only, 3, 4 only. None of these. So it is 1, 2 only. First thing is it's not toothless. Okay, they have like more than 100 teeth and all certain types of these things, certain types of lizards. Then these are north in northeastern India. If you see the majority out of 48 species in India, 30 are in Kerala. Okay, so it's not in the Western Ghats region and not in the northeastern India. So that is why that 3 and 4 is wrong. But the other two are correct. I have highlighted in red color. And other than that also many, like I have underlined. So I could have made multiple MCQs with this. Okay, that is what I see in many coaching institutes material. They get one news item and they make 10-15 MCQs out of it and waste your PDFs actually. Okay, if they are giving actually intending to teach you in 100 MCQs, they should try to give you maximum information, but instead they take one current affair and give you 10-12 MCQs on the same topic. Okay, so your 12 MCQs goes there itself. Then they are giving only remaining 88 MCQs in your PDF, but here we give 100 unique topics in 100 MCQs. Okay, with enough and more explanation. So here again some new gecko species is discovered in the same place, Western Ghats. Okay, so this name, scientific name and all is very difficult, but if you are a regular reader of the current affair magazines and tests, you will remember it when it comes in the exam hall. Which of the following are true about International Space Station ISS? It is the brainchild of Russia. First part of the space station, a control module, was launched into space on board a US rocket. The first crew arrived to ISS in 2000. So the timeline and the brain behind it, that is what they're asking. And this again is important for the next 10 years. International Space Station will be in news, and every time you have to study about it. So answer is 3 only, but here the first and second one we have reversed it. Okay, it's actually the brainchild of a US President Ronald Reagan. So that is USA, and this one, the transport of the first thing, control module, was done on Russian rocket, not on US rocket. So this we interchanged, and the other one is correct. The first crew arrived to ISS in November 2000. Okay, so now you know it is in news because it will cease operations in 2031. Okay, that's why I'm telling the next 10 years again many things will be there talked about this, because it's in the ending phase. Okay, last 10 years of its operations. So you will have to study every next 10 years, you have to study about this body, and in mains also a detailed question can come on this, like what all research they did, how it is helpful, such things. Which of the following are located in Madhya Pradesh? Noradehi Wildlife Sanctuary, Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary, then this Ben Srogar Wildlife Sanctuary. So this again is important because it was in news. Government aims to establish a free-ranging population of cheetahs across Kanha National Park in Madhya Pradesh. Population here will be managed as a metro population. Other recommended sites for holding and conservation breeding of cheetahs in India are these 5, in which 3 are in Madhya Pradesh. Then we have this Shagar in Rajasthan and Mukundra in Rajasthan. So 3 from Madhya Pradesh, which we asked in this question, and 2 from Rajasthan. So these 5 are in news because these are, other than Kanha National Park, the other recommended sites for protecting cheetahs. Okay, because Government of India has planned to bring disease-free, behaviorally sound cheetahs from abroad in India as part of the reintroduction plan. Okay, like once upon a time we had a lot of cheetahs, but the Britishers and the kings and everybody like hunting these things and simply killing these things. So like that it got extinct. Okay, so now in full Asia, I think in Iran it is there. Then we have in Africa, South Africa we have. So from there and all, we are going to bring back cheetahs. That is called cheetah reintroduction plan. And these are the recommended sites. Okay, other than Kanha in Madhya Pradesh, these 3 in Madhya Pradesh and 2 in Rajasthan. This Kiradi excavations seen in news related to. Okay, so there are some excavations in news. So Indus Valley Civilization, the Cheras and Roman Empire, the Sangam Age settlement, the Hoysalas and French traders. So this is Sangam Age settlement. So the Central Advisory Board of Archaeology. Okay, this has been reconstituted. This is a board which will advise Government of India on matters related to archaeology. It acts as a link between universities and Archaeological Survey of India, then promotes research and all these things. So it has been reconstituted. Okay, so now there is a long ongoing issue around this excavations in this area in Tamil Nadu. This project is excavating the Sangam Age settlement. Okay, So there a lot of things are being found, and there are some controversies also. Now this board is reconstituted, they will again do excavations. So there are some problems between the Tamil Nadu and the central government. So that is why it is in news. Okay, so you have to know this. So this will have a lot of information. Sangam is, if you more and more, like if you dig deep, you'll get a lot of more information about the evolution of Indian culture, and many good things are there which evolved from Tamil culture. Okay. Which are the following are true about SMILE, that is support for marginalized individuals for livelihood and enterprise scheme. There is something called this SMILE scheme which is there. So it is a centrally sponsored scheme, and it is recently launched by Department of Social Justice and Empowerment. These are usual statements of UPSC. They'll ask who gives the funding and who is the ministry. Okay, every year one ministry related question will be there every year. So you have to know all the schemes. Okay. So as I told, if you buy the schemes test, which is static test, you will get all the schemes which is started from 2014 till 20, and the latest schemes will be there in the current affair magazine. Okay. So whoever is buying schemes test, I recommend you please buy the current affairs also. So if you see here, it is a central sector scheme, meaning complete funding is from the center. Okay, and the department and ministry is social justice of empowerment. So second statement is correct, but first statement is false. Okay, so they have recently launched it, that is why it is in news, and remaining details are given here. Okay, it contains two sub schemes also, both are central sector only. Central sector scheme for this comprehensive rehabilitation of welfare of transgender persons, and here this one for again persons engaged in the act of begging. Okay, so transgender people and begging people, for this SMILE scheme has come. Okay, because they are marginalized people, so for their livelihood this is being set up. Which of the following are true about Democracy Index Report 2021? It is released by World Economic Forum along with the lead group. India's rank has improved. India's rank is better than China, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Pakistan, meaning all the neighboring countries. India's neighbor rank is better than all these people. So 1, 2, 3, 2 and 3, 1 only, none of these. Democracy Index Report. So ideally in all these reports, India's rank will be very low, and even Indian government has recently raised that concern also, that fake data is used, fake data calculation is done, and India is always put at the bottom of ranks in multiple reports. Okay, not this report, in multiple reports. But here in this case, if you see Democratic Index Report, this is interestingly true. Okay, India's rank has improved also, and India's rank is better than all these things also. Okay, so that's a very strange and unique thing which happened after many years in a particular international report. And it is not released by World Economic Forum, it is by Economic Intelligence Unit. Okay, Economic EIU, they released this. The state of democracy in 165 countries they are doing. Norway is the topper. 5 parameters are used, that also you can see here. And then here if you see, improvement is shown by all these countries, which includes India also. Indonesia showed the biggest improvement. Then India's rank is 46, but all the others, if you see, ranks are like very backward. Okay, above 100 I can say, most of them. Bangladesh 75, Bhutan is 81, but remaining all are above 100. Okay. Which of the following are true about Lassa fever? The Lassa fever is spread by rats. Lassa virus has been named after a town in Brazil where first cases were discovered. Death rate associated with this disease is high at about 75%. So again, because of the COVID, all the disease and all the things, vaccinations, everything becomes important. So which of the following are true about Lassa fever? I think the first one you will know that it is spread by rats is true, and that is the only one which is true here. Okay, remaining we have made up the statements. This is first thing, it's not Brazil, it is in Nigeria where it was first discovered in 1969, and so that is the why the name is Lassa fever. And then it's not like this much high death and all, it is just 1% death cases. Okay, many people will get the disease, but the deaths are just 1%. Okay, so that is why 2 and 3 are wrong, and answer is this thing. Now if you see, one of the 3 persons diagnosed with Lassa fever in UK has died, that is why it is in news. Question number 23. Electra is the first quadruple asteroid ever found. So this means what? Okay, we have been seeing this multiple times in the news this year. Quadruple asteroid. So this means what? It has 4 Lagrange points like Earth. It has 3 moons orbiting it. It orbits with its identical twin. It has 4 different orbits to revolve around the sun. So what is the meaning of this particular quadruple asteroid? So this is how you get to learn a static thing also, and that is asked because it is there in the current affair also. So these kind of knowledge, it is useful for you in all the upcoming exams. Okay, because you are going to study a static part from this. What is the meaning of quadruple asteroid? Okay, so it is actually a system. You can tell like one asteroid, it has 3 moons. So total there are 4 things. That is why it is called quadruple. Okay, one asteroid, it has 3 moons. So total 1 plus 3, 4. So that system is called quadruple system, and that unit is called quadruple asteroid. Okay, so it has 3 moons orbiting it. So here the first moon, second moon, third moon, these details are given here. The third moon was discovered recently. That is why it is in news. Okay. So this basic information what is given here, more than this, please don't read, okay? Because UPSC does not trouble you with too much technical numbers and these things about these astronomical bodies. So whatever I've given here, just read it quickly. More than that, don't do research on this quadruple asteroid. Question number 24, which are the following are true about scheme for economic empowerment of denotified nomadic and semi-nomadic tribes? It is launched by Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Under the scheme, approximately 200 crore will be spent over a period of 5 years. That is coming 5 years, 2021 to 2025. So again, ministry and funding. So about every scheme, this is what you have to know: the ministry, the funding, the timeline. So here, first statement, most of you will think it is true, but it's actually again Ministry of Social Justice, which I showed you two questions before for another smile scheme. So again, these people have done this, so it's not the tribal affairs. So this can be a little confusing when if it comes in the exam. That's why we have asked here. But the second statement is correct. This much funding will be given in the next 5 years. Okay. It has 4 components. It is mentioned here. Okay. So you can pause this and read it, or come and buy the current affair PDF so that you can go through this. Last question, which of the following are false? Green hydrogen is created by electrolysis of water, which is a technique for separating water into hydrogen and oxygen. Green ammonia is produced by using hydrogen from water electrolysis and nitrogen from the air. So green hydrogen, green ammonia, all these things, electric e-vehicles, batteries, all these things are very important for you, because in the next 10-15 years, everyone are going to go into this electric and renewable thing. Petrol, diesel thing will go away or fade away. So you have to know a lot of detailing for both prelims and mains, and even for interview they can ask these kind of things. So here neither 1 nor 2, because it's asking for false. Okay, because both the statements are true, neither 1 or 2 are false. So green hydrogen, green ammonia, the same statement as I put here, that is the definition of it. Okay, how it is produced. So India's new hydrogen policy is there, in which there are a lot of things announced, even green ammonia making and using. All these things are in the pipeline. So you have to study, because as I told, future is this only: green hydrogen, green ammonia, everything is going to go green. So you have to study in detail. So these were 25 questions. Now I'm showing you screenshots of more questions from the same PDF, so that you understand that when you are simply watching 25 MCQs, what are you missing out? Okay, like I showed you 25 questions, 25 answers, but these are, if you see from the same February PDFs, where again, see, these many questions are there. These are all, if you are able to solve with the available knowledge which you have, it's good for you. Okay, but if you're not able to solve, I recommend you that you buy the PDF and study. Okay, we will give you, as I told, the only questions I'm showing here, because already 25 I discussed for free. Remaining 75 questions are again in this PDF. Okay, with this NISPG, this reward project, this interoperable criminal justice, this transformative mobility, battery storage, this Japanese this disease, then this report. Okay, this oil importing and all, UPSC's favorite, and here annual frontiers report. If you are able to solve this, good for you. You can study from whichever material. But if you want to study from Vysh, please get the material and study. Okay, now comment your score and tell me whether you want any of the pack. I recommend you get the current affair pack for sure, because prelims is nearing. Okay, you get this 12 PDF, 1200 MCQ. Surely whatever current affair comes, I think it will be solvable from here. Okay, last year also the triclosan and that ACE2, two things about COVID they asked. Both the things were there in our PDFs. Okay, so if you read this, I recommend, I can I think guarantee you, okay, that current affair at least you can solve. Remaining also, everything is based on textbook. Spectrum, we have done every chapter. NCERT, we have done every chapter of history, geography. Economics class 11th is there. Then maps, we have enough questions. Environment, science, revision charts are there with a lot of tables. Lakshmikant 100% coverage is there. Everything what you need for prelims is covered. So if you are a serious aspirant of 2022, get the needed pack and study. Okay, so subscribe to this channel. I'll come with the next episode. Thank you and have a nice day.